Alright, all you phonies, listen up. It's time for my wrap-up. My March wrap-up. Literally one right here. And when I say phonies, I say that for a reason. So, you'll find out soon enough. Actually, I mean it kind of affectionately. So, anyways, for the month of March, I listened to the audiobook of The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. And I thought it was alright. It was okay. Of course, I reviewed it. If you haven't seen my review of it yet, I'll provide a link to it. But I thought it was alright. I had a hard time figuring out why he was considered to be great. And eventually I figured it out, but like long after I already reviewed it. And then next I read Curse of the Poet and Other Stuff by Damian Boyd. This is an ebook that I downloaded for free from smashwords.com. Smashwords.com is pretty much this site where independent authors, you can upload any of your original work, and it's pretty cool because once you upload it, they'll go ahead and format it for you in multiple formats. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, this is like, I think, pretty much the first time I bothered to actually read anything from any independent author from smashwords.com. I've yet to review this, but I will be uploading some kind of review of it soon. I will say it was at least somewhat interesting. So, and then next I listened to another audiobook titled "How to Make People Like You in 90 Seconds or Less" by Nicholas Boothman. And this is, I guess, technically like a self-help book. I reviewed it too. And also, if you haven't checked out my review of it, first of all, why haven't you? As I'm over here busting my ass reviewing this stuff, and no, it's whatever. It's cool. But I'll provide a link to my in-depth review of it. But I found it to be all right. I don't know. I just kind of chose it at random. I will say maybe there's like one or two tips in it that I've found to be at least somewhat useful. So, and then I also listened to the audiobook version of Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky, Albertalli. Review this too. I'll also provide a link to my review of it. And I found it to be well written, but at the same time a little too cutesy for me. But I still found it kind of interesting. But again, if you want to check out my complete review of it, I'll provide that link. And then I also read The Princess Saves Herself in This One by Amanda Lovelace. This is a collection of poems, but actually it's more like a narrative of sorts, I would say. In a way, it kind of reminds me of another poetry collection, which is titled Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. But as far as this one goes, I like that it seemed to convey some kind of message of hope. I don't know. That's how I interpreted most of the poems in it. I reviewed this too, so yeah, you know the drill. I'll provide a link to it as well. And then I listened to a short story audiobook, The Lottery Ticket by Anton Chekhov. And there's another one I reviewed. But it's just about this couple who buy a lottery ticket and then they check their numbers and they pretty much like realize that they're close to winning a lot of money, and they start fantasizing about all these different things that they can buy with the money. And it's pretty interesting. I mean, I liked it. I found it to be at least somewhat humorous. So, and then next, I listened to this poem, which is titled Prometheus. It's a poem by Lord Byron. It was pretty interesting. I mean, it was because I came across it while I was just looking for different audiobooks to listen to. And so there was this, and I really don't know who it is that read this poem, but I felt like he did a decent job of it. I'm not really, I think this is technically the first poem I've heard or read by Lord Byron. I thought it was pretty interesting. I mean, I probably have to check it out a few more times until I can like fully comprehend it. But as far as I could tell, it seemed to be like about mortality and existence and other stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I thought it was all right. And then next I listened to audiobook version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl. And there's another one that I reviewed as well. I really liked this. I really liked it. It was my first time actually reading this or listening to this. Though I am very familiar with the original movie that stars Gene Wilder, which of course is titled Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And I've always been a big fan of that movie. And there's, I have no problem admitting that I'm a fan of the book as well. It's just, it gave me like an overall good feeling. So yeah, you can check out my review of that too. And then I also read The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger, or rather reread Catcher in the Rye. I'm still kind of working on my review for it. I read this as part of this book club that was started by fellow booktuber Roy Eve Reads. She started this book club, and it's called Classics Click on Goodreads. And yeah, it's just this book club in which, so she went ahead and she put up a poll in which people could vote for which classic book to read. And this was the one that was chosen for the month of March. And it was my first time rereading it, because the last time I had read it was like, I want to say maybe like between 6 and 9 years ago or something. Maybe even almost pretty much like 10 years. I mean, 10 years ago. So yeah, like I said, I'm working on my review of this. Of course, I will upload it once I feel it's satisfactory. But yeah, that's why at the beginning I said phonies, and because the main character Holden Caulfield in The Catcher in the Rye, he says the word phony. He calls everyone a phony, and which I kind of agree, but I don't want to get too in detail with that. Not yet, I'll do that in my actual review of it. So yeah. And then last I read Horton Hears a Who by Dr. Seuss. And that's right, Dr. Seuss. If you didn't know, I've already read a couple other Dr. Seuss stories. That's mostly because I have a collection of Dr. Seuss stories. And yeah, because it was just sitting in my garage, I had given it to my niece and nephew back when they were like, I don't know how old, when they were like 5, 6, 7. And I don't even know if they ever even read it. But yeah, so I found it in my garage and decided, you know what, I'm going to read through this. So, because I mean, I spent good money on it. So yeah, I read the Horton Hears a Who, and I haven't reviewed this one yet either, but I definitely will. And I actually enjoyed it. I was somewhat familiar with this story, but I didn't realize exactly what it was about. And yeah, but I'll get into it in my review, obviously. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's everything that I read during the month of March. There was a couple others that wasn't able to finish in time, or rather before I decided to do this wrap up. But yeah, I'm gonna carry those over into my April TBR. So yeah, that pretty much do it. Thanks for watching this. Thanks for listening. Thank you to everybody who's currently subscribed. Definitely appreciate it. So, and as always, till next time, don't forget to keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.